Do you want to 1087 65 4321?
That's you coming out ages ago.
I'll be talking at a level about that because it's a small room, there won't be that much noise, we don't need to project hopefully too far. Are you happy enough for that? Lovely, take the rest of the day off. It would just be 1 2 1 2. Yes, that's. I think that's a bit loud. Yes, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time I've been asked to ask you to take your seats. We're going to get started fairly shortly. I will be warning you about the live streaming a little bit further in, but just to let you know that live streaming is going on today. I've already had comments to stop blowing my nose. I'm doing my lipstick again, and also about my boots. So please, if you're with anybody you shouldn't be, I'd separate if I were you. So take a seat, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would. Don't be standing on ceremony. There's loads of seats here throughout, so fill in. There's 5 seats here at the front. Promise I won't pick on you. Come and sit down. And then we can get started. We're just waiting for Bobby to come back in. So just take your seats and we're with you in 2 ticks. Thank you very much. You can talk among yourselves in the minute. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, getting there. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. Good to see you all, distinguished guests. It's lovely to be here in the former town hall in Newtonards and Conway Square. A beautiful job has been done to the building. And of course, Ards, totally synonymous with motorsport and the TT, so it's fantastic to be here today. A particularly warm welcome to our First Minister, Arlene Foster. We are delighted that you are able to join us this afternoon, and also very pleased to be joined by so many of our mayors from the councils and council representatives as well. You can spot them very easily because they have completely outblinged me and would outbling Kanye West. Now, I know some of the drivers and representatives today have taken a much appreciated hop across the pond as well to be with us today. So thank you all very much indeed for making the effort to come over and support us. We will be hearing from some of them shortly as well. And as I said, we are going high tech. The launch is being live streamed on the circuit's website. So everyone will have to be, as we say, on their best behaviour. Don't dribble your dinner down your front because it will get back to your mummy. As I said, this is a wonderful place to be gathered in to launch the 2016 Circuit of Ireland Rally, the 85th year of this wonderful event. And no doubt you all saw the fantastic, not only the TT, 1934 TT car, but also the rally cars that we had outside as you were coming in. And now, whilst the Circuit of Ireland may not be quite as old as this gorgeous Georgian building, it is rich in history and it has grown to become a truly international sporting event, as we know, over the many years. And I know organisers are expecting competitors from all over the world and at least 80,000 spectators on the stages as well. Not to mention the tens of millions that will be able to watch across the globe. They'll be able to see it on the Circuit of Ireland Rally via Eurosport and also the Discovery Channel as well. It is going to be fantastic. So to get the proceedings underway, and without further ado, please let me introduce and welcome the Mayor of Ards and North Down, Councillor Alderman Alan Graham.
Thank you, Pamela. It's my pleasant duty today to welcome everyone to the official launch of Circuit of Ireland 2016. Welcome to all our visiting mayors and their representatives. And again, a special welcome to First Minister for Northern Ireland, Mrs. Arlene Foster. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing the interest in our event. Thank you for leaving the rain back in Fermanagh and bringing the sunshine with you. Motorsport, of course, is an excellent catalyst for good relations across our province. The Circuit of Ireland in particular gives an excellent opportunity to showcase the beautiful scenery of Ards and North Down, and of course the beautiful scenery of other parts of our province and the other councils. And I would make a plug that money invested in motorsport is money well spent, and I'm sure Bobby will agree with that sentiment. We can see things building up in Conway Square today. The atmosphere is good. There's a great feeling in this meeting here today. We have the shops showing the checkered flags. We have the vintage car and the rally cars out in the square. We had the conversations, and no doubt more conversations with some of the competitors, so it's all building up to a great event later on in April. Can I say that North Ards and North Down Borough Council is delighted to host the official launch here today. And also, we are looking forward greatly, God willing, to the 8th of April, when we'll have the Ards Centre Super Stage of the rally taking place that evening. Now, this event has attracted over 25,000 spectators in previous occasions, and I know the drivers have commented that they have enjoyed seeing spectators of all ages enjoying the thrills and hopefully not too many spills of the rally on that particular occasion. Now, for that night or that evening on the 8th of April, Council has planned a whole series of special events. There will be, thanks to Eddie Irvine Sports, there will be sports cars simulators in the square so everyone can have a go behind the wheel. We will have entertainment, we will have music, we will have food. The shops are going to be open, so it promises to be a great day on the 8th of April, and I am very much looking forward to that. Also at that particular weekend, we're also hosting an international guitar festival, and some of the performers have agreed to come down on that particular evening and entertain the guests who are in the town that particular occasion. So all in all, it should be a great event on the 8th of April. Can I thank our Ards and North Down events team for the hard work they have done. Can I also thank, I suppose I should call him Mr. Circuit of Ireland, Mr. Bobby Willis here. I always welcome his happy smiling face to our borough. And then I ask myself, why should he not have a happy smiling face? Because he does what he enjoys doing. And not many people can get away with doing 3 days work in a year, but there we are. But I do know it's not totally a stress-free life. It's an excellent job he does. The circuit is a world-class sporting event, and we thank you very much for that, Bobby. It also gives worldwide attention to our province, and that too is great. So folks, I hope I'll welcome you all back on the 8th of April. I hope to be welcoming thousands of people into Newton Ards on that occasion. And if it's as good a day as this, I'll be content. So see you then, and thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much indeed. And before we do meet Mr. Raleigh, oh, you're so dead, 3 days a week work. He's just having a coronary down there now. Let's have a look at a special video that's been put together just to give a flavour of what we can expect in 2016. It was working earlier. Well, you saw the pictures. You can make up the sound yourselves. We'll play it again afterwards while Mr. Rogue fiddles with the buttons down there. But they're still fiddling. Fiddle away. But now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the man who is at the helm of the Circuit of Ireland Rally. Award-winning as well, winner of the UTV Business Eye Awards last year. And I was delighted to present Bobby with a celebration of motorsport, contribution to Irish Motorsport Award at the end of the year as well. It is the event director, Mr. Bobby Willis.
First Minister, Mayors, Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And while I'm on the subject of thank yous, thank you to Wendy for organising this launch so well, and especially Ards and North Down Council for everything they've done in bringing this together. I'm so delighted to be here presenting the 2016 Circuit of Ireland Rally to you. As Pamela's just said, this is the 85th year, the 85th anniversary of the start when the Ulster Automobile Club first ran their Ulster Motor Rally. And that was won that year by Basil Clark and Ronnie McCachaldy in a Austin 16 saloon. Thank goodness I don't even know what one of those looks like, but they were about in those days, I hear. 84 years later, and we've been running this at Easter for all those 84 years. This year, we're moving to 2 weeks later, 7th to 9th of April, rather than late March. And I'm really hoping that will give us that little bit better weather and more picturesque scenery. Over the last 6 years, when previewing the rally that's coming up at the media launch, I've always been pleased to say how much the event has grown, luckily, since the year before. This year is no exception at all. But I'm happy to say that it's not only grown, but it has grown hugely since 2014. It's absolutely amazing. TV figures have more than doubled since the already successful 2014 year. Discovery Channel, as you probably would know, have now bought over Eurosport. They're the biggest TV network in the world. They came over in last year, 2015, with Idris Elba, and we got absolutely masses of coverage because of that. Already, Discovery Channel have Eurosport have bought over the rights for the Olympics from 2018 to 2024. The events team is responsible for the TV production of 57 separate events across 4 continents, distributing the TV programming to 148 TV companies, over 188 countries. It's really, really fantastic. And I think that's the reason we're getting these 40+ million viewers to watch our scenery, our province, and this is what it's all about for me. I hope it will grow in the future. Anyway, about the rally for us. The base of the rally is going to be the King's Hall, and it will be based there from the 1st of April onwards. The King's Hall, as we all know, is an iconic name in Belfast and Northern Ireland, having had so many huge events in the past. Boxing, the Beatles. I think it's absolutely great that whilst it is being cut up and sold now, we will be one of the final big events to grace its area. So the rally is going to take place, the beginning of the rally takes place on the 7th of April. And that's the day that the teams do their qualifying and their speeding to try to be one of the 15 fastest cars. And we'll be based up in the Lochshore car park up in Antrim. It really is a gorgeous, gorgeous area. I've been up there a few times when it's raining, and even then it looks nice. But certainly when it's sunny, it is incredible. The guys will be competing in a closed road just very close to Antrim. And then they'll be back to the King's Hall. That afternoon, though, they'll be moving up to Lisbon. Lisbon is where the ceremonial starting procedure will be taking place, up at the Linen Museum in Market Square. That will be starting at about 6:30 in the evening. And it's going to be a ceremonial start with a difference. We've tried some great starts in the past. We had last year and the year before in the King's Hall. But we'd step on another step higher, and we've actually got Flash Harry, the group, the Queen Tribute Act, and indeed Louis Walsh, who I'm sure everybody's going to be pleased to come and see, coming up there as well. He'll be helping to lift the flag and get everything going. The competitive element of the rally starts on Friday the 8th, basically with the whole day being based, the main part of the day being based up in the north coast. Cairn Castle, which is close to Larne, will be the first of the many times what we're doing during the event, which will be the Game of Thrones backdrop that we're using a lot during this event. It's just close to Larne, and it's a fabulous stage with wonderful scenery. The next competitive stage will be just north of Roshane, where we will, I think it's about 9 kilometres long, and then darting into Ballymena Showgrounds for a refuel halt before we move north again up to what I call the Biggie. The Biggie is going to be 2 famous, iconic stages of the Circuit of Ireland. Glendon, which is a moorland stage, very fast, and Torhead, which is a jumpy, bumpy, beautiful stage right on the edge of a big drop down into the sea. And just to make things difficult, we're joining the 2 of them together, which has never been done before, for a 31-kilometre stage, which I absolutely cannot wait to see the TV coverage of, because I know, having driven through it many, many times, it is just beautiful. And with the helicopter following behind it and watching these top European and British drivers, and indeed a lot of our Irish guys coming too, it's just going to be scenery that we wouldn't be able to can. I can't wait for it. Now the route drives through more of the Game of Thrones countryside, where we're dropping into the dark hedges for a photo opportunity, and driving on then to the Bushmills distillery, which we'll be using as a backdrop for our regroup control. Moving down after that, we'll be coming to Ballymoney, where we're using the Joey Dunlop Centre, tying in with this iconic name of Irish sport, Joey Dunlop. Back then down to the Knockboy stage, and then up the Glendon stage, which is only the short version this time, and back to Belfast for a 45-minute service. In the King's Hall, that will be. Then back out here to the Ards TT Super Special, which again, I absolutely cannot wait for. 2014, as we were said earlier on, we had 25,000 people blocking these roads, blocking the stages, all behind motorway barriers. It was absolutely incredible, and without doubt, I've been so lucky to travel around the world. This was the biggest thing that I've ever seen happen. And I could not believe when I came here just how many people were packing the place out. That's it then, back to Belfast after that, and a restart, I think at 9 o'clock the following morning on Saturday morning, where we head down to St. Patrick's Centre, again where we've been for the last couple of years, the shadow of St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is absolutely gorgeous, and we normally get the people crowding around and being with us when we stop there. It's very, very popular with the drivers. We really enjoy it. It's the next one. So then into Hamilton's Folly. We're going there, which is the big stage that we've used for the last couple of days. It's the one you've seen on the video with the jumps and bumps. It's named by Kevin Abring, who came here 2 years, as that's the way a rally should be when they finish that stage. It's absolutely loved by the drivers and co-drivers. They absolutely enjoy it. From then on, Banbridge, we go through to a regroup area there in the centre of Banbridge, which is again, massively popular with crowds, people coming, thronging there, all following Kenny McKinstry and the local driver from there. The stages on day 2 have been really stunningly filmed in the last couple of years, and I can't say enough about this helicopter in the background. It picks up so much scenery. It is incredible what I get reports back from outside this country with people who've watched it. That's the loop that we'll be doing on the Saturday. 2 laps round on that. It'll be all repeated a second time, coming into Belfast again at 6 o'clock on Saturday evening. And then returning into the King's Hall for quick service. And then the International Rally, we've managed to arrange the backdrop of the Queen's University as the backdrop for our finish ceremony, which I'm very much looking forward to. Another iconic building. It's just wonderful. Just moving on a couple of points to point out. Safety. Safety is massively important in any motorsporting event, as you can imagine. And there have been new safety guidelines brought up over the last 6 to 9 months by both the FIA, the governing body, and also our own motorsport bodies in the UK and Ireland. We in the Circuit of Ireland will be doing absolutely everything we can to have the best quality of safety that we can manage. This is going to have to be looked after by spectators, looking after spectators, and the media, and indeed competitors. There are going to have to be changes, and that's the way it is. We'll have to work with them, but I think everybody will agree that safety has to be the first thing that we work with. You, the media, here today, thank you. You've been so hugely supportive of this event over the last years. We couldn't manage without you. We've got the most incredible history of AVE, advertising value equivalency of nearly 2 million for the last couple of years, and I'm really hopeful that that will continue to be big. It keeps the name of the rally up there, and it really does bring it to a lot more people. Just quickly to run through, entries have been quite incredible. I haven't got that much history of knowing the Circuit of Ireland, probably 20 years, but I've never known entries to be flooding in like they have. Already in the first week of the entries being open, we filled with 80 cars. We have 140 maximum. There's a massive entry still coming in from both the British Championship and the European Championship, both of who have got rallies coming up in the next week. After that, there will be a lot more cars coming, and I'm actually almost dreading to think how we're going to get this sorted out. But we do have 80 spaces for the internationals and 60 spaces for the national rallies, totaling 140 cars. We have already received 20 of the R5, the top quality cars that is in the European Championship rallying. I'm expecting at least another 20 cars. And I think to sum it all up, we've got a little bit of a quandary. We have 12 more days for entries to coming in. And there are going to be a number of competitors who are not going to be able to have a run. Luckily, it's in the regulations how we're going to sort it out. And luckily, I'm not the person sorting it out. But there will be some people who are not going to get that run. The future. We have 8 of our 11 super councils joining together to back this event this year, as well as Tourism Ireland and Tourism Northern Ireland. The event has grown amazingly. Thank you, everybody. We're still without a title sponsor, and I really hope that we can continue to increase this event and make it bigger and more sustainable for the future. We're working hard on our sponsorship profile for the event and invested time and indeed resource in a new approach for 2017 and beyond. Our plan is to make the Circuit of Ireland even greater. Bring it even higher and make its place in this country with all that it has to offer center stage in the world of international motorsport. I need to say a few thank yous. I'm really lucky because I sit all over the place and people say, "Oh, Bobby, you've done a great job." It's not me. I keep telling people there is the most amazing team. Some of them could come here today who are working their tails off so that people can come and say, "Bobby, you've done a great job." Alan, Tom, up here, the two clerks, of course, for the rally, unreal the amount of work they're putting through. All the team, we have a management team working so much, meeting every week. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to our partners, I think mine is here today, for the support. It's really, really important that we keep going with this project. The hundreds of volunteers, the residents who allow us to use the roads, the PSNI, emergency services, the drivers, especially Neil, Chris, Jared and Finton for coming here today. Super job. Thank you so much for doing that. And indeed, finally, the councils, Antrim and North Down, Ards and North Down, Armagh, Banbridge and Craigavon, Belfast, Causeway, Coast and Glens, Lisbon and Castlereagh, Mid and East Antrim, and indeed Newry-Morn and Down. It's so good to be working with you, and indeed so good to be working with so many can-do people. Thank you so much.
Bobby, thank you very much indeed. We are all very much looking forward to it, and it now gives me great pleasure to invite our First Minister, Arlene Foster, to say a few words. Arlene.
Well, thank you very much, Pam and Bobby, and indeed to all my colleagues, elected colleagues. It's a great pleasure to be with you again at yet another launch of the Circuit of Ireland. Everybody's having a great deal of anticipation ahead of next month's rally, and no one more so than me, because I've been to many of the launches, and indeed I think I spotted myself waving the flag last year at the City Hall. And in my previous role as Tourism Minister, I did have the honour of launching and waving the starting flag for many of the rallies. But Bobby, I'm going to disagree with you, which is a bit controversial standing up here, but it is down to you, and you know that, because I have had many, many conversations with you over the years, and I think everyone knows that if it wasn't for you, the Circuit of Ireland would be in a very different place today. But there's been many memorable events, many very memorable moments, and of course that's what makes great events. It is one of our finest homegrown sporting events, the Circuit of Ireland, and who could forget the way in which it very successfully launched our NI 2012 campaign, which first elevated Northern Ireland into the international spotlight as an exciting tourism destination. And thank you to Bobby for starting off, which was a very, very successful year. But now, leaving tourism behind, don't think I'll ever leave tourism behind. And now as First Minister, it's no surprise to me that the circuit is continuing to grow and become even more internationally recognised as our motorsport brand. And it is one of our key sporting fixtures. It continues to have great potential for bringing in large crowds of visitors, showcasing our tourism product, and of course contributing to our tourism economy. Last year, over 40 million viewers across the world watched the various stages of the rally on Eurosport, its global media partners, and of course the Discovery Channel as well. And whilst of course that's brilliant for the Circuit of Ireland, for us,
I'm sorry I can't be with you today for this.
It does absolutely raise our profile right across the world, and we'll be able to see all of those fabulous images which go across the world again this year. And of course the ambition for the Circuit of Ireland is to become a world rally event, and that's very much still alive. However, for this year, and following on from the very successful inclusion in the 14 and 15 European Rally Championship, the circuit, I understand, will be the third of the championship's 10 rounds this year. It will also, of course, be part of the British Rally Championship for the first time since 1991, when, of course, then it was won by the great late world champion Colin McRae. On top of that, it'll be part of the Irish Tarmac Championship Series and counting round of the Northern Ireland Championship as well. So there's a lot to go for in this year. And Bobby, you're moving away from the Easter date, not only to accommodate ERC scheduling, but also, I think, importantly, to embrace the space in terms of accommodation, which you need for over 1,000 plus competitors and team personnel who are going to be based at the King's Hall. I do commend you for making that move. I do recall meeting with you on a snowy Easter one year and it wasn't good. We hope the snow will stay away this year and it will be better weather. But I think it will be a tremendous occasion. It always is. We all know that there are many people in Northern Ireland who are rally mad, not least in some of my colleagues here today. And it is always a tremendous part of our sporting calendar. We've become a bit of an events destination, from the Giro d'Italia to the Irish Open to the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Awards, and we really do have what it takes when it comes to hosting those big sporting events. And if I heard Carl Frampton right last night, we're looking forward to him coming back to Windsor Park as well. That'll be a tremendous event. But the circuit certainly belongs amongst our top tourism-focused events, and I do congratulate everyone involved in keeping this Premier Rally at the top of the agenda, not just for the spectators, but also for the drivers, because, of course, if the drivers didn't come, it wouldn't be the event that it has turned out to be. So finally, let me say a big thank you to everyone involved, a big thank you, of course, to Bobby and his team and everyone at the Ulster Automobile Club, as well as the clock counts down to April. I know everybody is gearing up for what will be another tremendous event of the Circuit of Ireland. Now, when I go out now, there's usually two of us. The Deputy First Minister usually comes with me. He unfortunately couldn't be here today, but I do understand he sent a little video message, so we're going to see that now. Thank you.
I'm sorry I can't be with you today for this important event, launching the Circuit of Ireland Rally. The Circuit of Ireland Rally is hugely important to the island of Ireland, and I have been a fan of rallying for many, many years. In fact, I had the first opportunity a couple of years ago. I've been driven around a track in Dubai, which was a hair-raising experience for both Peter Robinson and myself, but highly enjoyable. And I know the thrill that people get out of this sport. It's absolutely tremendous and very, very exciting for the teams and all of those who accompany them. And of course, for us, we're particularly delighted that this year's Circuit of Ireland Rally will include stages in County Down and County Antrim, some of the most important and beautiful spots that you could imagine anywhere in the world, the North Antrim coast, the mountains of Mourne. So it's really a great day for all of us to know that this event is going to be happening in April, and I want to pay tribute to Bobby and all of those associated with the event for the work that they're doing. I know that this is an important stage in the European Rally Championship, and there are aspirations to get into the World Rally Championship, and I hope that the future development of the Circuit of Ireland Rally will ensure that that can be achieved. Be assured that ourselves and the executive, all of our ministers, are hugely supportive of what you're trying to do, and the numbers of people who come to witness these events, and they come in their tens of thousands, obviously is a very important economic contribution to what we're trying to do in the executive. They often say that sport unites. I absolutely believe that. I think that the work that we do within the sporting arena, whether it be within the football associations, the boxing fraternity, the rallying community, the biking community, is of vital importance to all of the work that we're doing in terms of how we move our society forward. So this is a great contribution to the work that we have been involved in, and I am absolutely delighted to give my support to the success of the Circuit of Ireland Rally.
Thank you very much, First Minister. I know you're trying to sneak off there, but unfortunately, diaries clash. So thank you very much indeed to our First Minister and our Deputy First Minister for supporting the event today. Well, now I'm going to move from this microphone to this one. Hopefully they're both switched on. Yes, we'll go with this. Because we're going to have a quick chat with some of the drivers. Neil, stand up. Neil Simpson has been a big supporter of rallying in Ireland for a long while. Neil, the circuit, once again, you're coming back. This is what, third year in a row since you're certainly for the last few years?
I missed last year. I was here in 2014 with the European Rally Championship, a tremendous event. And this year, I mean, everything I've heard today just says that it's going to be better again. So, yeah, we can't wait to be here in a month's time. And
Skoda full backing as well. Is the R5?
Yeah, we're here with Skoda's new Fabia R5 rally car, which is an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. It's really the latest R5 car to be born in this new category. We're extremely privileged and be delighted to be here with the car in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah, it's all to go for.
And the BRC coming up too?
Absolutely. I mean, look at this. You know, you've got the European Rally Championship, you've got the Irish Tarmac Championship, you've got British Rally Championship. This is a really good time for rallying in general. And for the British Rally Championship to be coming here, the first year back for the British Rally Championship, the first rally is literally this weekend, and we're preparing for that as we speak. So, yeah, to be here with that is great news as well.
Can I say, I've just loved the way you say, we're preparing for that. You've got your staff back home doing it and you're swanning about in Northern Ireland. God bless you.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, Neil, listen, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much indeed. You love rallying in Ireland, so it's great to see it. So, young man in front of me, Chris, stand up. Chris Ingram, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, 1 year didn't go too well for you at the circuit. Will we gloss over that?
I think it's been all right. Yeah, it's my fourth time here, so I've had 2 podiums, and I had a big crash 1 year, but won the McRae Award, so it's all been good, really.
Yeah, it has to be one of the few rallies where you can crash and still win an award.
Definitely, yeah. It's a really special event, legendary roads, and the northern stages on the coast are going to be something special, so just can't wait.
Well, certainly, when I do remember seeing some of the footage from bumper cams coming up and over Tor Head, you cannot see anything but the sea below you, and that's when you really trust in your co-drivers.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a new co-driver, a lady from Germany, Kat Becker, who I'm really looking forward to be working with. So I think she's going to be impressed by these roads as well.
Well, delighted to hear. If things go wrong, you'll be getting a clip round the ear, I would imagine.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. The fact you're being looked after today by Stephen McCauley, who you crashed with, I still think that's testament to your strength to come back to Ireland again.
Yeah, 3 crashes here. That doesn't sound great, but some good results as well, so I don't know how that's worked out.
Well, listen, Chris, very best of luck with the Opel and the Junior Championship this year, and thank you so much indeed for coming and supporting this launch.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Ian, there you are. Talking of the BRC, thank you so much indeed for coming over on the Thursday and the BRC starting tomorrow.
It does start tomorrow. Thanks for reminding me. Neil's been telling me all day all the things I should be doing at the moment, but it's actually better to be here. The weather's better for a start. It's snowing in Wales at the moment. And also it's great just to hear of all the places that Bobby's got us going on the route. I was over here just at the end of last year with Tom and saw some of the places, and certainly see the Circuit of Ireland as being the jewel in the crown for the British Rally Championship. And to take on, as Neil just said, the best of Europe, to take on the Irish Tarmac Championship, the Northern Irish Tarmac Championship, and the entry's full already. It's brilliant, and 4 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time, can't wait to be back.
I know it's fantastic that the BRC is back. It's been about a decade since the rallies have come together. But we also love the fact that with the European Championships coming, all the drivers were saying a couple of years ago when they came over and said, we've done our recce's, we've looked at the DVDs, the muck and gutters. Well, possibly a French-Belgian guy didn't say muck and gutters, but you know what I mean. And then you get these glorious sunshine and you just never know what you're going to get.
Well, that's it, and it's I was saying that our first round is this weekend, and we're talking about where we have snow or where we have mud and such like. But when you come over here, one of the big challenges is the roads and the terrain, and then the other big challenge is the tyres, because everything changes and changes so quickly, and that's what appeals to the sporting side for here. But then the event takes the rally. It's not just a sporting rally; it's a big proper event, and it's taken to the people, and that's the most fantastic thing, because it promotes everything for us as well as a country.
And certainly with such a massive entry, when you're coming through on a second loop, what the conditions were the first time you came through the loop, second loop is completely different.
That's why I'm in organising, and Neil's braver and Chris are braver to sit driving. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Ian, for coming over today. And let's get the views of a driver. Brendan, stand up, Mr. Comiskey. Lovely to see you. Tarmac Championship, Galway, done, dusted. Wait, how was it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a steep learning curve for us. It was wet, mucky, slippy, just things I wouldn't like.
But you're from Ireland. You should be used to this.
No, not around Dundalk.
Fair enough. I know a few slippy boys around Dundalk, but for a completely different reason. But the Circuit of Ireland, it means so much to the drivers in Ireland as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a good rally. There's good stages in it. It's nice to come down to Belfast as well. There's no rallies to sort of run on the south out of the big cities, out of Dublin or that, so it's good to get down where the people are.
And the fact, as I was saying to Ian, the choice of tyres, etc., when you've got such a massive field coming through, when you're doing your second loop, just how important are the weather crews for you out there too?
Very important, yeah. Last year now was very mucky on the second run over them, so it was difficult, but if you have the right tyres, it leaves it a wee bit easier.
And the full championship ahead for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have West Cork now as our next round of the Irish Championship. It's in 2 weeks' time, so that'll be our next round.
Well, we wish you every success with it, Brendan. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Fintan McGrady, please stand up. The National involved as well with the International. It's great to see that the whole combination, because at one stage the National nearly was bigger than the International, but the Internationals are coming back.
Yeah, the Internationals are coming back, and it's great to see it. And I think the advent and the change in the type of cars has helped that. The R5 car is a fabulous car to look at and to watch. The National guys are still really fired up about this, and I think Bobby will tell you that he's under pressure every day to get these guys entries. But look, it is what it is, and he's got the rules, and there's great interest in it from the National side. Personally, I love doing this rally. He presents great stages. I'm a sponsor of the Northern Ireland Rally Championship, which is also another interest I have.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, you put your money where your mouth is. How important and how much do you get back out of the sponsorship of an event like the National?
Without doubt, my business benefits greatly from what I do for rallying, and the rally men are exceptionally loyal and will always give you last shout. So I'm delighted to be involved in something that I love and I'm passionate about, and it's something I want to do instead of doing my day's work. I just want to talk rallying, you know. So.
But you're one of the few that actually would insure a rally car too.
Yes, we can do that among others.
So this is the commercial break time, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Why would you want to insure a rally car? It's still beggars belief, and this is a new type of cover. This cover wasn't here 10 years ago. But look, the underwriters and the people behind the insurance companies look at their accounts. They put a price on it, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But the cover is there, and the comfort is there if, God forbid, something goes wrong.
Well, we love the competitive nature of the Nationals as well, and the Northern Ireland Championship coming up ahead. You're going to be out at the Circuit of Ireland. What are you going to be in?
Yes, I'm back in my 2.5 litre Mark II Escort. It hasn't been that lucky for me this past few years, but look, I've been here 20 years and I've finished every year bar the last two, so I can't complain. I think my head's in a better place, my car's in a better place, and I'm looking forward to it, really am.
Well, I'm delighted to hear. How's the cycling, by the way?
Not good at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Moving swiftly on. Listen, thank you very much indeed to Fintan. Callum Devine was meant to be with us today, but sadly he blew a gasket reversing the car out today, so he can't be with us, but at least he knows it's already gone. Still streaming, are we? So, oh yeah, tits up is not a phrase you can use. But pear-shaped is a way it's going. Thank you very much indeed. Oh yes, we've got, thank you. Lovely. And David, please stand up. David Gray from the... No, it's normally me that says that to Bobby. Fantastic to see the Tarmac Championship. Galway got underway. Wow, what stages and what challenges there were.
Well, I think everybody in the Tarmac Championship is absolutely delighted with the way things went in Galway. But, you know, if you sit back and think about it, we started to talk about this decision on the Circuit of Ireland last year. The support from the Circuit of Ireland people, particularly Bobby, in getting this R5 thing across was tremendous. So thanks, Bobby. Where are we? Oh, there he is. But we're on our own now, and it's going to work. BRC have done the same. European Championship is the same. The guys who have these cars, they can stay on the tarmac, they can go across the water, they can go to Europe, they don't have to change the cars.
No, it was good to see the R5s out and putting up such good times in Galway. And we know there's going to be a massive class of them for the circuit this year as well, really putting it up to the WRCs.
Yeah, if you look back at last year's results from the Circuit of Ireland, a lot of people maybe didn't quite catch on the pace that the R5s were doing then. And it wasn't just the European guys, local guys were really putting some great times. And people in the national event, maybe in WRC cars, were just kind of struggling. Now, we didn't see that in Galway, but Galway is exceptional with the weather. Watch West Cork. That'll be different.
And then, of course, come and watch the Circuit of Ireland. It's going to be tremendous. And I mean, the R5s, they are supercars. They sound great, they look great, and it really is putting it up there. And it's lovely to see that the battle already started with Keith Cronin and Alistair Fisher putting in the times.
Absolutely. For sure, I'll be watching on the Circuit of Ireland.
Good man. Listen, David, thank you very much indeed. Well, those are the drivers that have joined us today. A couple who couldn't be with us who would love to be. We've got a message, I believe, now from Craig Breen, who is, I think he's just possibly slightly sunnier than most of us at the minute. He's in Mexico. No?
Hi everyone. Sorry I can't be there for the launch tomorrow. I dare say a better backdrop than what you've got back there, but it's pretty cold here, I can tell you. I'm hoping, with fingers crossed, to try and get back into the rally again this year. I think you all know the closeness to the heart. Look after the trophy there when you're there today and give it a little run. It's something quite special. Hope you all have a great day, and whether I'm on the stages, in the car or on the ditches, I'll certainly be there over the weekend, the Circuit of Ireland. Looking forward to it, and thanks everybody for putting on such a fantastic event last year, and I hope I can be joining you again this year. Best wishes.
Craig Breen actually living the dream. I believe that was in Manhattan. He sent that video from us. It's all ahead of you, Chris. You could be in Manhattan next year rather than just giving us a flavour of this year's Circuit of Ireland rally. fantastic to see. That is a brilliant video. If the members of the media who are here today who haven't been up close and personal with the rally cars, I can really recommend it. Some of the best working days that I've had have been covering the rallies over the years, and really enjoyed it, and been lucky enough to sit alongside a few of the top drivers as well. And for the drivers who are here, as you know, the best piece of advice that I think we heard broadcast over and over again on Discovery Channel was when Idris Elba had his wee upsie, and our Michael said to him, you didn't have to see it, you just had to listen. So whether it's in a German accent or not, Chris, do the listening. Thank you so much indeed. That basically ends the formal proceedings for the launch of this year's Circuit of Ireland Rally. Many thanks for joining us. Thank you very much indeed to the caterers who did a sterling job today, providing great food and a good taste of Northern Ireland food and drink as well this year, being the year of food and drink in Northern Ireland. Most of us knew that every year is the year of food and drink in Northern Ireland. Thank you so much indeed to ARDS and North Down Borough Council for hosting us today. Thank you very much indeed. It's a beautiful setting and it's lovely. As Stephen was saying to me earlier, it's nice to get it out of Belfast and in one of the towns that's going to be featuring so heavily in this year's Circuit of Ireland. The First Minister, who had to scoot off to another engagement, it was lovely to see her today with the message as well from the Deputy First Minister as well. We look forward to seeing you all on the Circuit of Ireland Rally. Have a wonderful afternoon. Make sure you do follow us on every local media aspect and social media you can. It's www.circuitofireland.net. Facebook is facebook.com/Circuit of Ireland. Twitter is twitter.com/Circuit of Ireland. Bring on the 7th of April. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much indeed. Safe home, and remember, keep the race in its place. And that's me talking to myself. Thank you. Good night.